Hello, my name is David Jackson, and today I will be going over Chapter 14 in the Foundations of Sport and Exercise Psychology textbook. The chapter is titled Arousal, Stress, and Anxiety. The definition of arousal is a blend of physiological and psychological activity in a person, also refers to the intensity dimensions of motivation at a particular moment. This does not associate with pleasant or unpleasant events. Anxiety is a negative emotional state, characterized by nervousness, worry, and apprehension, and associated with the activation or arousal of the body. Within anxiety is state anxiety and trait anxiety. Stress is a substantial imbalance between demand and response capability, under conditions where failure to meet the demand has important consequences. There are four stages of stress. These are the four stages of stress. Stage 1, environmental demand. Stage 2, perception of demand. Stage 3, stress response. And Stage 4, behavioral consequences. The first article I decided to choose was an article about pre-competition anxiety. This type of anxiety can cause positive or negative effects. With high levels of self-confidence and low levels of anxiety come better performance. Pre-competition anxiety affects cognitive, physiological, and locomotor skills in athletes and is associated with negative effects on athletic performance. Self-confidence can help counteract pre-competition anxiety symptoms in high-level athletes. An interesting aspect of this study was that Spanish female athletes have a higher self-confidence level than others. Within themselves, they can find ways to overcome the significant difference between self-confidence and anxiety. To apply this, athletes should learn to find their self-confidence within themselves, no matter what the competition is before them. Higher level athletes should contact or see a sports psychologist and find out ways they can accomplish reducing their anxiety. Within the study, it proves that overcoming anxiety is possible if you put your effort and trust into yourself. The second article I decided to choose was an article about stress of college athletes and how sleep can cause more or less stressors in their life. Athletes performing day in and day out are required to get more than enough sleep. If not, their bodies will not recover and soon add another stressor because they'll be hurt. Athletes who have low life satisfaction results in a higher stress count that leads to sleepless nights. An athlete with better sleep schedules will perceive to have a less amount of stress. This allows athletes to focus on their performance. College athletes have to face more than just athletics, but also their social life. An athlete with less amount of sleep will have a higher amount of stressors, also with the struggles of other aspects. Athletes with lower life satisfactions are likely those who have a lower amount of sleep. Athletes who have a routine find it hard to let stress into their life because they are too busy to focus on it. Within a daily schedule, athletes need to find a break time and allow themselves to recuperate. This could also be where sports psychologist comes in and provides help. My theory was multidimensional anxiety theory, and it states that cognitive state anxiety is negatively related to performance and then leads to the decrease in performance. Athletes who find stress-free lifestyles are ones who will succeed. Being a student athlete before, I know the complications of performing at this level, also with trying to complete my degree. It isn't easy even now being a coach and still going through school, but I focus on finding ways to improve the athletes and help them understand ways to be stress-free. The drive theory is defined as individuals' arousal or state anxiety increase, so does their performance. This can go different ways throughout the sport world because it depends on how much effort you actually put into what you're trying to accomplish. I could currently use this with our players to see who has their drive. As I further my knowledge and growth into coaching, I always want to keep that same drive. I want to continue to push athletes to be the best they can be, not letting anxiety or stress get in their way. From previous situations, I will teach and coach athletes on how to correctly go about certain things. The wish of being a head coach somewhere will come with a lot of stress, but knowing more about how to deal with it makes it easier. I will continue to improve and build myself to the coach I am supposed to be. These topics from this chapter will teach me how to overcome and live my life anxiety and stress free. Athletes will have stress, they'll have anxiety, and they'll find the types of arousals that will help them perform at the level they want to. Within this presentation, I hope to further your knowledge of this chapter and how anxiety, stress, and arousal can affect an athlete's game.